everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see a man who's been in charge for more than a decade, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions, as they take on Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, Coach, we've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Detroit Lions. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Lions offense and Matthew Stafford ready to go here. Stafford still a solid quarterback in his 11th season now, but the Lions still yet to win a playoff game under his guidance. And last year's mark of 6-10, the worst since 2012 for the Lions.
Watch it. Lady. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford, open man is Galladay, complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Lady. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
3rd and 2, Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 34-yard line. Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. To throw is Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. It's Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Throwing is Stafford, and that is incomplete.
They tried to make something happen, but that one came up incomplete and really wasn't a good-looking throw.
Yeah, maybe even go as far as to call that a little ill-advised.
Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the right phrase for it. Definitely ill-advised. Just wonder about his mechanics right now, you know, and that's the tough part. You do so much stuff in practice to make it repetitive, but it has to repeat under pressure, whether it's pressure from the defense or just the pressure of playing the game.
And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Check 31. Out, 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 out. Kill, 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 kill.
Hey, lock it.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Let's go.
Now the young man who was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie, it's Philip Lindsay. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Well, we talked about Philip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Philip Lindsay. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Faking the give to Lindsay. Here's Locke. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. So out now come the Lions. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Stafford. This complete to Jones. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Not today, you are. Not today.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Check 53's Mike. Squish, double.
The first down carry here for Johnson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And they'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
They're going drop right. Stafford to Johnson. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped to the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen.
Nowhere to escape when he goes down. Bradley Chubb, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And right now, a lot to like on that screen. They've wrapped up the division, now currently sitting in the coveted number 2 spot. Of course, you'd love number 1, but if you can't have one, number 2 is pretty good.
I agree with you totally, and here's the other part, too. The really good teams, the really confident teams, they're not as worried about being number 1. 2 is fine because they feel like they can go on the road and win against number 1 if they absolutely have to. The big thing, though, is clinching one of those early buys and able to sit and get a little rest as the playoffs begin.
Here's Watt. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. Well, how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. 60 Pittsburgh.
I got him. Switch. SOS. No. Off. Hey, watch this.
Leo.
Here's the backup now, the former Badger, Melvin Gordon. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And Justin Coleman brings him down.
Topper. Shoot.
Throwing on 2nd down. Lock. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup at 9. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1.
Watch the edge.
Go. Buzz. Hit it.
Lock to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Locke going to bring the offense up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far.
Team 6. Now.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on second down. Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10.
General West, hey, Alpha.
Block again here on second and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Reeves-Maybin gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Ninth play of the drive now on third and a country mile. On third and long, it's Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football to town, and the Lions have recovered.
Oh, ball, that's our ball, that's our ball.
And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying
that ball belongs to you, boy, that ball belongs to us.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He'll send this one into the mile-high air. It's a good one. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Hard to believe, but the regular season starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. From the 22, here's second and 8. Stafford. That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance, his ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Had to pass there, third and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for third and short, because when it's third and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
On play action, Locke. He completes this to Sutton. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Check. Recon, 132 fighter. Ready?
Locke now on first down. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
70.
And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit on me and the coaching staff.
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now this throw caught left side. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Let's go.
Give him 30 yards there. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
Let's go, let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points seeded.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. He'll get this one to Galladay. 30, the 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Galladay, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions strike quickly here for 6 points. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. Grows to 10-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. This will be fielded at the 6. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to do.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A huge play there for Denver. 56 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone?
Let's go, baby.
I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one. I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
In your face.
Locked to throw on 2nd down. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Ready?
They'll come out in the pistol. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down.
Shift. Guard. Ready?
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Cortland Sutton, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over.
Here we go.
They got it here.
They did need a lot of football. Full half to be played. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Well, indeed, start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we have reached halftime with a visiting. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Come on now, let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when the game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting to see.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Jamie Collins in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Bravo!
Hey, switch gears.
Get it!
From the gun on third down, Locke. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work.
Come on, baby.
While they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Von Miller was sack number 23 on the year, breaking Michael Strahan's mark of 22.5. Congratulations. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. To throw is Stafford. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
You ain't doing nothing.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
Hey, Sam off.
They'll start on the ground. This is Gordon on first down. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. Hit it.
Throwing on first down is Love. Wide open receiver complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 25 yards that time. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's kept the defense so much on their heels.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive, 4 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. Got a man. That's Allison. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To the air again. Stafford. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Brent, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness that defensive line is eating them alive.
Open man is Allison, complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. And the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
And a good leadership and a good distributor. Locke now, 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Locke now on 1st down. And he whips that one incomplete there. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, now 60 feet, 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. The Broncos on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Welcome back now to Denver.
Ready.
It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter.
Ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. Lock. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. He gets this one to Johnson. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Hey, Haywood. Be Griffin.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Gets it to Gordon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A big spot now for the rookie Lock. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
Ready.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lock. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here?
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Rock it.
Watch the whip.
Hit it.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a second and goal. Now from the 7, here's second and goal.
I'm going to run you over. Rush in.
Now.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Broncos have once again taken the lead. And they're able to run it in and started the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score now.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had it. NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks, but last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18, and he'll go down at the 28. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And Amendola's got it, complete. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Let's go!
They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. As his guys have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation. But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late. But now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. And you mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Now Drew Lock and the Broncos. Down 24-21. A minute 47 on the clock. They need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up for... And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. And he...